Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. So guys, if you've been following the Washington Commanders, you know that this season has been filled with ups and downs, but nothing hits harder than the recent injury blow to one of their key defensive players. We're talking about Dietrich Wise Jr. A guy brought in this offseason with high hopes to bolster that defensive line, especially after the team faced some struggles last year, particularly against the run. And now, his injury is casting a long shadow over the team's immediate future. It's a tough break, a real blow to the defense, which was already looking for some consistency and depth. Let's take a moment to reflect on what happened during Week 2, a game that honestly was a bit of a roller coaster for the Commanders. They faced the Green Bay Packers in what was supposed to be a competitive matchup, but ultimately, it ended with a 27-18 defeat. And if you watched the game, you saw that crucial moment when Dietrich Wise was trying to block an extra point. You could tell from his reaction that something was wrong almost immediately. He was rolled up on by a Packers player, and the scene was pretty intense. Wise was visibly emotional as he was carted off the field, knowing that the injury was serious. And folks, the news came out on Friday that Wise would be out for the rest of the year. That's a huge loss for the Commanders' defensive front, especially considering how much he was expected to contribute this season. Now, Wise's journey to Washington is quite interesting. He spent the first 8 seasons of his career with the New England Patriots, a team known for their disciplined, aggressive defense. Drafted out of Arkansas with the 131st pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, Wise quickly made a name for himself as a reliable pass rusher and run defender. Over those 8 years, he accumulated impressive stats, finishing with 314 tackles, 34 sacks, and 5 forced fumbles. His best season was last year in 2022, when he tallied 59 tackles, 5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. That kind of production is exactly what the Commanders were hoping for when they signed him in the offseason, aiming to strengthen their front line and improve their run defense, which has been a concern for quite some time. But now, with Wise sidelined for the entire season, the team faces a significant challenge. The depth along that defensive line, already a bit thin, takes a big hit. Wise was the starting right defensive end, a pivotal role on the line, and his absence leaves a void that the team needs to fill quickly. His backup, Javonte Jean-Baptiste, is a promising young player, but he's still developing and hasn't shown the consistency needed to replace Wise's production just yet. So the question now is, what will the Commanders do? Will they look to add veteran help to shore up that line? And if so, who could be the right fit? Well, one name that's been floating around is Jadeveon Clowney. Now, Clowney recently visited the Dallas Cowboys, but didn't sign with them. That's interesting because it suggests he's still exploring options and could be a potential target for Washington, especially since he offers veteran leadership and versatility in both the run game and rushing the passer. But let's not forget, the Commanders aren't just sitting around waiting. They've been quite aggressive in recent months, bringing in veterans to help build a more formidable defense. Since last season, they've added players like Marshawn Lattimore, Von Miller, and Javon Kinlaw, aiming to capitalize on the fact that their young quarterback, Jayden Daniels, is still on his rookie contract. That strategy is smart because it allows them to bring in veteran leadership without the massive cap hits that come with star players on big contracts. The idea is to make a playoff push, and they're clearly investing heavily in that vision. Looking back at last season, the Commanders' season was quite a roller coaster. They made an impressive run to the NFC Championship game, which was surprising to many analysts and fans alike. It was driven largely by the breakout performance of rookie quarterback Jayden Daniels. His emergence as a clutch performer kept the team competitive, and even though they fell short against the Philadelphia Eagles, who went on to win the Super Bowl, that run showed that the Commanders have a lot of potential. But that game also highlighted their Achilles heel, stopping the run. The Eagles exploited that weakness relentlessly, which is something the Commanders definitely need to address moving forward. And that's why the recent signing or potential signing of veteran defensive linemen is so crucial. It's not just about replacing Wise. It's about building a defense that can handle the physicality of the NFC East and contend with the best teams in the league. The division is fierce. Teams like the Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants are all vying for supremacy, and every little advantage counts. The Commanders have been aggressive in their approach, trying to bring in players who can make an immediate impact. The fact that they've been linked to players like Clowney just shows they're serious about shoring up that defensive front because, in today's NFL, pressure on the quarterback and stopping the run are key to winning games. Now, looking ahead, the team has a bit of a break until their next game, which is scheduled for Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. That extra week can be used to evaluate the roster, see if any other veteran defensive linemen become available, and perhaps even bring in some players for workouts. It's a smart move because, with the season still very much alive, every game counts, and the team needs to be at full strength. The coaching staff, led by head coach Ron Rivera, and the front office, including general manager Martin Mayhew, are known for their strategic thinking. They've built this team with a clear focus on both immediate competitiveness and long-term sustainability. And guys, it's worth mentioning that the NFC East is wide open this year. The Eagles, who are reigning Super Bowl champions, are still the team to beat, but the Commanders have shown flashes of brilliance that suggest they can hang with the best. The addition of veteran players, the development of young stars like Jadeveon, and the resilience of their coaching staff all point to a team that's still very much in the hunt. But they need to address this defensive line issue quickly, especially now with Wise out for the season. The pressure is on to find that veteran presence that can step in and stabilize the front, so expect some movement in the coming days. The NFL trade deadline and free agency are right around the corner, and that's where the Commanders might find their answer. Now, for the fans watching, I want you to think about how this injury impacts the team's overall strategy. Will they shift to a more pass-rush-oriented approach? Will they try to run more to compensate for the loss? Or will they just focus on creating a rotation that can keep their defense competitive? All of these questions will be answered as the season progresses. But one thing is clear. The heart and soul of that defense, Dietrich Wise, has become a symbol of resilience for the team. His fight, his effort, and his leadership will be sorely missed on the field, but his spirit can inspire the rest of the squad to step up and fill that void. The Commanders' fans are passionate, and they've seen their team go through plenty of ups and downs over the years. But this season feels different. It's about resilience, about fighting through adversity, and about making that push for a playoff spot. The loss of Wise is a setback, no doubt, but it's also a rallying point. It's a test of their depth, their coaching, and their ability to adapt quickly. And don't forget, football is a team sport, and sometimes adversity brings out the best in a squad. The coaching staff will need to get creative, perhaps tweak some schemes, and rely on the next man-up mentality to keep the defense solid. As we look ahead to the next game against the Raiders, the focus will be on how the team responds. Will they be able to withstand that physical test? Can their young players step up and fill the leadership void? And most importantly, will they continue to build on the momentum of last season's surprising playoff run? The NFC East is a division where every game counts, and the Commanders know that well. They're not just playing for the present, they're playing for the future, trying to carve out their spot among the league's elite. And with the right moves in the coming weeks, they might just surprise everyone once again. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on Wise's injury, and how do you see the team responding? Are you confident that the coaching staff can find a solution? Do you think the front office will make a move before the deadline? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. We love hearing your perspectives, and this community thrives on your passion. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and more news about the Washington Commanders. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep supporting this incredible team through thick and thin. Because at the end of the day, being a Commanders fan means believing in the potential of this team, no matter the obstacles they face. It's about standing by them, cheering them on, and hoping that each game brings us closer to the ultimate goal, a Super Bowl victory. So keep the faith because the season is still young and the best is yet to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.